People think you need to be a U.S. citizen or even set foot in Florida to own a company here. That's not true. I'm Santiago Cueto, a board-certified international business attorney, and I've helped investors from over a dozen countries launch Florida LLCs, and they owned 100% of the business without living here a single day. But here's the part no one tells you. There are 2 mistakes foreign owners make that can shut their company down before it even starts. If you avoid them, opening a Florida LLC is easier than you think. So let's break it down step by step. So can a foreign investor open an LLC in Florida? Yes, absolutely. You don't need to be a U.S. citizen. You don't need to live in Florida. You can own 100% of the company. You can even be the manager. Florida law allows it, and the process is straightforward if you know what to expect. The first thing you'll want is a name. It has to be unique and distinguishable from other companies on Sunbiz. That's Florida's official business registry. It also has to end with limited liability company, LLC, or LLC with periods. Do a quick name search before you spend money on filings or branding. Next, you'll need a Florida registered agent. This is a person or company with a physical street address in Florida who can accept legal papers for your business. No P.O. boxes. If you don't have someone in Florida, hire a professional registered agent service. Most foreign owners do that. Your LLC's principal office address can be anywhere in the world. It just needs to be a physical street address. Your mailing address can be different and can be a P.O. box if that's easier for you. Now, the actual formation, this is what you need to know. You file articles of organization with the Florida Division of Corporations, usually online through Sunbiz. You'll provide the company name, principal and mailing address, registered agent details, and whether the LLC is managed by its members or by managers. The state charges $100 to file plus $25 for the registered agent designation, so $125 total. If you want extras, it's $5 for a certificate of status and $30 for a certified copy. Once you form the LLC, you're not done. Every year, you must file an annual report between January 1st and May 1st to keep your company active. Miss the deadline and Florida will add a $400 late fee. If you ignore it long enough, the state can dissolve your LLC. So put that date in your calendar now. You might have heard about the Federal Beneficial Ownership Information Report, the BOI, under the Corporate Transparency Act. Here's the current truth. As of March 26 of 2025, U.S. formed companies like a Florida LLC are no longer required to file a BOI report. The requirement now only applies to certain foreign-formed companies that register to do business in the U.S. If you're forming a brand new Florida LLC, you don't have to file a BOI. But if you register as an existing foreign company to do business in Florida, check whether that rule applies to you. Now, for taxes, most foreign-owned LLCs need an EIN number from the IRS. If you don't have a Social Security number or ITIN, you can still get an EIN by fax, mail, or phone using IRS Form SS4. The IRS has an international applicant phone line just for this. Now, if your LLC will sell taxable goods or certain services in Florida, you must register with the Florida Department of Revenue before you start. That's how you collect and send in your sales tax. If you qualify, you'll also get a Florida annual resale certificate. Even though Florida doesn't require it, you should have an operating agreement. This lays out who owns what, how decisions get made, and what happens if someone wants out. It can be a simple written document, but having it will save you a lot of trouble later, especially if you have partners. Now let's circle back to those 2 big mistakes I mentioned earlier. The first is missing the annual report deadline. It doesn't matter if your company hasn't started making money. If you don't file by May 1st, Florida hits you with a $400 penalty, and if you ignore it long enough, they dissolve your company. The second mistake is banking. Most foreign investors assume they can open an account online with just their paperwork. But in reality, U.S. banks require in-person verification in most cases. If you don't plan for that or explore alternative banking services, you could end up with a company that exists on paper but can't actually do business. Banking is the part that trips up a lot of foreign owners. U.S. banks must verify owners and managers. Most will want to see you in person to open the account. You'll need your articles of incorporation, EIN letter, operating agreement, and your IDs. Some online banking services are more flexible, but the requirements vary. One last reality check. Owning a U.S. LLC doesn't give you the right to work in the U.S. If you want to physically run the business from inside the country, you'll need proper work authorization. Many investors explore the E-2 treaty investor visa if they're from a treaty country and make a substantial investment in an active business. So in short, pick a compliant name, hire a Florida registered agent, file your articles online, pay the $125 fee, calendar the May 1st annual report, get your EIN, set up your operating agreement, open your bank account, and register for sales tax if you need to. If you're registering a foreign company instead of forming a new LLC, check the current BOI reporting rules. So that's how you open and keep a Florida LLC as an investor in 2025. And before you go, if you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video on business law and practical tips for business owners. I'll see you in the next one.